Welcome to Expansions with me. I'm Jane. I hope you're doing so well wherever you are. That just reminded me of my my voicemail thing. So when people call and you leave a voice message, apparently it sounds like me answering the phone. So it's hello, you've reached me, and whatever I say. And it's funny because whenever I do answer the phone and I say hello, the person on the other end, if they've ever heard my voicemail thing, my greeting, they pause and then they're like, "Hey, I didn't know if that was you or your voice, m- not your voice machine, but the greeting for your voicemail." And so I just thought about that, me going like, "Hello, hi." Oh, that's fun. So anyway, welcome to Expansions. This is the spiritual dimension of wellness, hands down, my favorite. It's like body, mind, spirit with just that third part, and it all ties together. This one is just more spiritual in nature, which means that all beliefs are welcome. You know, if I use the word God, goddess, universe, spirit, the great mystery, the nameless wonder, it's all the same because I don't think that source can be named. So I use all of them. So take whatever resonates. If it doesn't resonate, leave it be. Um, So I have created a series. So this is the last one of the series. If you have not been keeping up on them, please go back to the Promise Resource Network YouTube channel and scope them out. They are the last few weeks of expansions and 1 week of the body, mind, spirit. They're all connected though to me going through these energy centers in our bodies that are called chakras and how they affect our physical body, our emotional body, our spiritual body, our way of being, and how we can use this information with affirmations to balance these areas. Because if I have an imbalance in anything, if my body's pH is imbalanced, I'm going to get sick. I'm going to be unwell. If my if I have one leg a lot longer than the other, my balance is off. It's going to be hard for me to maybe go for a run, right? Like if I have a, I need a massage, whatever that's called. I need a massage. And so I'm out of balance. And until I can get rebalanced, I might be in pain, right? So energy is the same way. I see these, I mentioned this in one of the episodes, but I see them as like donuts. Some see them as like two like tornado things that kind of go out to the front and the back. Um, but imagine you have this donut of energy that's just spinning energy with like a bright white light in the center, and someone sticks a fork in your donut. It's going to mess with the flow of this energy that's creating this donut. So we get these forks in the donuts by experiencing traumas, whether they're physical, mental, or emotional, even through neglect. We can create forks in the donuts if we have repetitive beliefs that are not in alignment with a flow of our energy, a flow of our spirit, a flow of our wholeness, of our essence. And so I wanted to go over these because when we can recognize that we have forks in the donuts, we can start taking the forks out and start to heal this donut. So that's literally working with the energy, the chakra centers in our body. So I started off with the root. We went up to the sacral space. We went up to the solar plexus and the heart. The last episode, I talked about the throat and the third eye. And today I want to talk about the crown, the Sahasrara. I this is the one that I can't pronounce. I'm aware. I never have. And thank you for your grace. It's the crown chakra. And um the color that it is usually talked about being, oh, I gotta do a yawn. Um the color that it is sometimes seen to be is violet or magenta. I see it as magenta. I see it almost as like this kind of a color that like neon pink with a purple tinge to it. Um, you may not see anything. You might see it as white. It doesn't matter. I'm just sharing. So imagine this like halo, this energy, like right here at the top of the head. And I see it almost as like this plate that opens that can connect us with the higher self, the higher mind, source. Almost like if you imagine like a fountain of energy pouring up and it like exploding out of the top of your head, or calling down cosmic intelligence. You need an idea, the images of the light bulb popping on when, oh, aha, I get a bright idea. It's the same thing. We get a hit, an epiphany, an awareness of divine information. So this is the area that's associated with that. Now, if you've had an injury, say you've had a bag of potatoes dropped on your head when you were a baby. You're welcome, Mom. I'm glad I brought that up too. I was a baby, I don't remember. But or if you get hit in the top of the head, your parent drops you, you're a baby, you're slippery. It happens. Um, this can create a wobble or a fork in this energy center. So it might create a reality, an experience for you that you don't feel connected to the divine. You may not feel connected to your divinity, your wholeness, your holiness, the source. You may not feel that connection. You might be like, I don't believe it. I don't feel connected, whatever. You might have experienced a trauma physically on the top of the head. Now, we can also experience these traumas with, it's interesting because it's almost like very similar to the root traumas where we feel like we don't belong. So it's like that, except instead of it feeling like I don't belong, I don't find a community that I fit in with, I don't feel like I have a lot of friends here. It's not like that. It's more like I just don't belong. So anyway, um, we lose when there's an energetic wobble in this area, in this crown chakra, we can feel disconnected. That's what it feels like. It feels like disconnected. There's a really, it feels really good to feel connected, right? It feels good to feel connected to a team, a family, a community, a tribe, a church, whatever the group is. It feels good to feel connected. It feels good to be seen and acknowledged. Like, oh my God, you're one of us. It just feels good. We forget we can do that on the whole scale of human, though. That's the thing. When we can start to see that we are connected, all of us, every human being, I don't care if it's your neighbor that you hate, or if it's your brother that you love, or if it's the stranger that's walking down the street that you've never seen before and never see again. Guess what? We are all connected. One, when you look at energy, we're all literally connected with our energy because there's no separation between energy. There's no like non energetic barriers between things. Everything is in flow with each other because it's energy. We are all from the earth, so we all have the same mother, right? The earth mother. So there you go. We're at least half siblings right there, right? We're all half brothers and sisters just in that realm. We're all floating in the cosmos. Well, that makes us all definitely related now, doesn't it? Well, that makes us all part of one big human family. So now we start to feel a little bit more connected. So doing this process that I'm walking us through in real time when I'm talking about this helps to pull out forks in this energy center because we have been taught that we're separate. We've been taught that God is separate. Yes, and God is within, and it is in everything ever. Yes, and right. But we're taught no. We're taught no, only one or the other. We're taught extremely binary. And so, in that teaching of separation, then it tells us from young ages that we are separate. And so then we can't help but have a confirmation bias to validate this belief that we are separate. So now I go into a group, maybe a new group, I've never been there, and I feel separate. And I'll start to confirm that with noticing the things that make me separate. Oh, I'm the only white person there. I'm the only girl there. I'm the only one with curly hair. I'm the only one with tattoos. I'm the only one that has a southern accent. Whatever. Or they are all men, I am not. They're all white and I am not. They're all bald and I am not. They're all this and I'm not. Like whatever that is. Like so we'll notice these things. And if we have an energetic imbalance, we don't see the beauty in that. We see that we are separate. And then we feel separate. And then when we feel separate like that, it's not as easy to connect with our higher self, God source, your spirit. It's not as easy. We're not ever not connected. We're not ever disconnected. We have a belief that we're not, and so we don't feel the connection. The feeling of the connection is the magic. In the last the this week's body mind spirit, I was talking about the miraculous nature of this awareness that we have this body. Same thing, just the awareness that we're all connected, the awareness that we are still connected to source. We all came from a mother, right? We all did. Whether she's in your life or not, whether she was a great mom or not, it doesn't matter. You came from a mom. The mother created you. So we all have a connection to the mother. Now, yeah, we're not still connected with her via the umbilical cord. No, but we're still connected. It's like I can be in an airplane. I'm still connected to the earth, right? Like I am. If I'm swimming in the ocean, I'm still connected to the land, just in the water, right? So we can say that we're always connected. So when we start to really feel into this, like, whoa, I am actually connected to everything. I'm connected to the plants. There's nothing really separating me from the plants. Their roots are going underground, and I'm standing on the ground that's feeding them. This ground is feeding me. Okay, we're both feeding off the ground. What's the separation? I know it's separation in form, but in the formless, in the ways that we're interconnected, there is no separation. So when we understand that on a deep level, when we understand that there is an interconnection and that we're always connected to everything, and that if I'm always connected to the creator, I'm always connected to source. I'm always connected to God. I'm always connected to Goddess. I'm always connected to the universe. I'm always connected. I may not act like it. I may not talk like it. I may totally forget. But when I understand and understand that, I feel a lot better. And then when I feel better, this is what happens. So I feel better. Okay, great. But then that means I'm nicer. I'm nicer to myself. I'm nicer to others. I'm not doing self harm things. I'm taking care of myself. I'm not an asshole to other people. I'm treating people with more kindness because I can't help but to extend them the olive branch of grace because I understand that that is a brother on this earth plane or a sister on this earth plane. And if I'm doing the best I can, I will trust that they are too. Their best may not look like my best. I'm okay with that. I don't want everybody to live the life that I live. That would be such a boring life. I don't want to control what other people do. Dear God, I ain't got time for that. But I extend them more grace because I understand that we're one. They are literally an aspect of me. That human is an aspect of you. I don't care if it's the bajillionaire that lives in whatever mansion and has whatever billions of cars and all of the money in the bank. That is an aspect of you. That's a version of you. Because that energy, that source energy, is in them too. I feel that when we really get that, when we really understand that, we can start to live in a more peaceful way. We don't fight wars as much. We take care of this friggin' earth like she is the mother and that she's actually really important. If we take care of her, she will take care of us tenfold. There is no separation. And so with this, I've been sharing affirmations that go with each of these chakras. Please look back at the other ones and see how they resonate for you and put them into practice, see how they feel. But the affirmation that goes with this energy center is I understand. And that's all we want, right? We all just want to be understood. Like, I feel like, man, if they just understood me, then they would accept me because then they would understand where I'm coming from. There are times when someone's talking about something and I want to understand them and I can't. And then I say, you know what? I understand, Grace, because I don't actually understand what they're doing or saying. It's just not up my alley. I'm not going to judge them. I'm going to give them grace and give me grace in my lack of understanding in this now. And then next thing you know, I'm being in the understanding because I don't have to know to understand. Understanding is a feeling. It's a camaraderie. It's a connection. I feel you. I feel you. So the statement for this is I understand. So whenever we're feeling disconnected from source, from anything, when we feel confused and like we don't know what to do, where to go, where we belong, we can say this, the statement of I understand. We can think about all the things that we've ever done in our life and know that everything we've done has led up to this now moment. Then I can understand that. I understand that all those years that I was trying to kill myself, I understand now because I love life more now than I ever have. I understand why I turned to substances and addictive patterns and behavior. I understand. Would I do it again? Yeah, I would. Because it gave me the understanding now. And because I have the understanding now, I'm not going to do it again. It's when we have that deep understanding, we don't continue the ways of being that were harmful in the first place, that we had to learn from to understand. You know, I don't know all the things that happened to me as a kid. I don't know, but I understand that something must have because the patterns that I would lived into, you know, that's all I need to do is understand that. And so I can give myself compassion when I go into situations and I freak out or whatever. So the statement of I understand. So I made the cards for all the chakras. So again, look back at all of them. So I made one for I understand and take a screenshot if you want to. So boom, these are the colors that I see when I see this energy center. It's like golds and magentas and hot pinks. But so what we can do is when we're feeling these ways of just disconnected, like I don't get it, like when I look at the political system, it's such a joke. It's just such a fucking joke. God, like our government system in the USA, shit show, complete shit show. I don't care if anybody's opinion is different than mine. My opinion, it's a shit show. Team left, team right, they all cray. None of them give a shit about life on Earth. None of them give a shit about helping those without homes. None of them give a shit about actually feeding us food without poisons. None of them. So to me, that's nuts. Anyway, so when I feel into that, see, that's what gets me that I'm like, I don't get it. But this is what I then do. I use these seed statements. I use this affirmation to get me through this. And it's that I understand. What do I understand? I understand balance. I understand balance because of what's happening outside of me. I understand honor because I see what it doesn't look like outside of me. So I understand it now. I understand honoring the veterans because I see what it looks like to not honor them. I understand harmony because I have seen people at war and fighting and hating on each other. So the seed statements, I'm just telling you the why behind it. You don't have to go to the why behind it when you use these statements. Just know that there's a reason that you have an understanding. It's because you've experienced the opposite. The feeling of the connection is because you felt disconnected first. So, I understand community. It doesn't matter if you have it or not. To feel that you understand the sense of community, that feeling of like, man, I'm cared for. I got friends that I can call, whether you have it or not. I understand it. I understand peace. Say these out loud with me and just see how you feel. That's an invitation. I understand peace. I understand peace. I understand grace. I understand love. I understand creativity. I understand joy. I understand connection. I understand connection. I understand connection. I understand love. I understand honor. I understand peace. I understand. I understand. I understand. And then you take a deep breath in and you just let it go. And just check in with how you feel after saying those. And if you didn't say that, say it, which I do recommend saying it out loud. It's very potent. And you can look at the last episode to know why it's so potent to say it out loud. Um, but how do you feel? Like, drop it in the comments. You know, after saying the affirmation, I felt understood. I felt peaceful. I felt like crying. Um, I felt nothing. I don't know, whatever it is. I'm curious. So leave it in the comments. I want to know. Um, and yeah, we're for me, this was this was my massive shift. This was my mass awakening. This was my whoa moment. It was when I understood. When I understood that statement of we're all God's children, something like that. Because y'all know I haven't read the Bible, but I feel like that's like a sentence in there or something. Whenever I heard that before, I was like, bullshit. I was like, whatever, God's not real. It's a white man in the sky. That doesn't make sense because not everybody's white. So how could you be the son of a white man and you're brown? So either God's not real or it's bullshit either way. It doesn't make sense. Right. So I was like, nope, none of it's real. None of it's real. None of it's real. And then when I understood the deeper meaning of it, that we're not God's children based on this limiting perspective. Go back to the last episode and listen to the third eye one. If I'm not in a limited perspective of what I've been taught God to be, but if I have a deeper understanding that we're all a part of the whole, it's like we're all a drop of the ocean. If we're all standing at the ocean, we all take our own separate cups and we dip it in the ocean and we're holding it. Well, it's my cup. Well, you got your cup. They are separate cups, but guess what? They all came from the ocean. That was the understanding that hit me like a wave because I never felt it. I never understood it. I never believed it. And once that hit, it hit me like a ton of bricks made of light. And I wept, dropped to my knees, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm not alone. No matter who rejects me, no matter how alone I am, I'm not alone. I am always connected to Source. I am always connected to the energetic creator. I'm always connected to this Mother Earth. I'm always connected to her. Even when I die, My physical body's going to go right back to her in some way. She's going to gobble my ass up. Be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Love the dead bodies. That sounded kind of gross, but I think it's true. So whatever. Hey. Um, so that's my invitation, for our spiritual practice and for um aligning ourselves and feeling healthy and well and in control of our spiritual journey and open to a spiritual journey. I love all of it, I like, oh, that's a Buddhist text. I like that. Oh, that's from Taoism. Okay, cool. Oh, that's the tantric teachings. Okay, I like that. Oh, that's Judaism. That feels good. Like, I love it because to me I see that it's all coming from one, but from different mouths to speak and to share it. So I teach quantum spirituality. That's my teachings. That's the way I see it and the way I teach it. So for me, part of it is through this chakra system, the energy centers, how it works with our body, the mind, the spirit, and how we can navigate and reprogram it. So I'm honored that I get to share this, and I hope that you've enjoyed this series of the energy centers of the body and how that works with our spirituality. It brings me joy. The third week, though, I'm telling you, okay, so it's been like this. So it's been body, mind, spirit, and expansions. Expansions, we're going over the chakras, except the third week, I flipped them, okay, because the expansions I talked about angels, but it worked with, I needed to put the chakra in the body, mind, spirit class. So just know that. So that just means you got to watch all of them. Hey! It looked like I was scratching my butt, but I was scratching my leg. So, anyway, I hope that this was of service, y'all. I hope that it was enjoyable. I hope that it was inspiring. Um, I will be uh, possibly, I'm not sure what type of internet I'm going to have access to because I'm leaving for Central America day after tomorrow. I'm excited. So when you're watching this live, I will have been in Costa Rica for quite some time. And I'm excited. Actually, by the time you see this, I will be either leaving the place that I'll be staying or committing to staying there for another month. We'll see. Um, this is where I get to put into practice all of this stuff that I know and that I put into practice here on a small scale, but I get to put it into practice in a bigger scale because I'm going to be alone and I'm going to I'll be meeting people and all that, but like it's that deep connection to the bigger that I will get to fully tap into on a regular basis so that I don't lose my shit. I'm excited. So, my intention, um, if it aligns, is to record more. Excuse me, because I won't be able to do them live while I'm down there. The internet's not that stable. Um, but my intention is to record while I'm down there. So hopefully you'll get a super cool background to look at, not just my art workspace. So I appreciate you all so much. I really do. If you want to keep tabs on what I'm doing, you can go to janetheguide.com and there's a membership button. And if you click that, then you can actually keep abreast on where my journey is taking me. My experiences, my emotions, how I'm moving through these energetic experiences because what I feel is going to happen is while I'm down there, I'm going to have like all the forks that have been in my donuts are going to come into my awareness. I'll be like, oh God, that was a fork. Oh. That's just doing the work. And we're here to do the work, right? We're here to grow and ascend and expand and transcend and create heaven on earth together. So I love you so much. Please keep taking care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you all soon. Okay. Bye.